So what we have is a choose function. So the choose function is designed to allow you to make a choice from a list of items. So on our left hand side we have our pay scale. Our hourly rate is in a data table, which is to our right hand side of our calculation table. So we want to look up the pay scale number 2 and we want to return from the hourly rates list $30. So the example itself is we'll have a typical worksheet for lookup functions involving payroll and tax tables. Each of the employees at Alpheus is on a specific pay scale from 1 to 5. Column C shows the pay scale for each employee. The scale is used to determine the respective hourly rate for each employee. The hourly rates are in a table to the right, K4 to L10. Given the pay scale number, Excel will choose the appropriate rate of pay from the table. Now we could use a VLOOKUP, but as we've only got a few cells to choose from, what we're going to do is we're going to use a choose function. So I'm on my formulas tab. So a choose function is a lookup. So we're going to use the lookup in references, and I'm going to choose the choose function argument. It asks for my index number, so it always needs something to look up. This is where a lot of people go wrong. They forget to look up the value. So mine is my pay scale. Where do I want to look up that pay scale? Well, I want to look it up in my hourly rates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in my first cell. Now what I need to do is ensure that I lock that cell. So then I'm going to do my second value and lock it. Third value and lock it. Fourth value, lock it. And I just tabbed and I got my fifth value and I'm going to lock. It's interesting to know that your tab will give you another value and you can actually go up to 254 items. But each of them, if you were doing it manually, would have to be separated by a comma. And as you can see here, we would have to tab down 254 times. It's just become a little bit tedious. So if I click on OK, my index number is my pay scale, so I've chose C5. The contents of C5 is from the second cell down. So it's looked at 1, 2, L6. It doesn't look at L6 and know straight away that that's what it wants to return. It looks at the number 2. There's the first cell reference used. There's the second cell reference used. So it chooses from the second cell reference. The third cell reference, L7, would return 35. So I'm just going to copy down. As you can see, you're just going to check your data. Just do a quick formula audit. So I'm just going to put in the 5 just to make sure that it comes to 4250. And it does. And that's how you use your choose. So just be careful because your choose is very useful when lists are relatively small, like we've used here. The number of items in the list will probably not change. So that's another good reason that you can use a choose. If there are more items or numbers of items to change, editing the formula will definitely become problematic.